Cobblestone, a very interesting map, right? Why is it? Because Endpoint was so scared to play versus FM on Cobble. I remember Imi actually saying, you can't play FM on Cobble, they're too good at it. And the reason was Pulse and Jenko on the B bomb site, on CT side, were too good. You just couldn't go B because Pulse and Jenko were there. And half of that duo is on Heinz, and that is Jenko. The star player in my eyes on Heinz is going to be on that B bomb site on Cobblestone. Question is, can Endpoint take him down? And actually, what's quite funny is as soon as they lost the knife round, I could hear the players. Well, I don't want to say it, but use the F bomb. You know, they obviously wanted that pistol. They knew that starting on the T side, it's going to be rough.
I'm certainly curious to see how it's going to swing off the back of that, but let's see what they can at least achieve on this T side. See if they can find this pistol, pry into things in a nice and successful fashion. Of course, Glocks galore is going to be the aim of the game for them. P250 is going to be purchased up for Ian as he decides to get a smoke up on his back as well, so some utility as well towards Max. So overall, a pretty standard pistol from Endpoint. It's just how they want to go about it. They could potentially swing things awry now, as that it's going to be the B site, that old fatal target for them. Nothing still out of the box. But are they going to find these shots? That's really kind of the aim of the game now, just landing these headshots on towards that CT side as utility is going to go on offer, expecting a smoke towards door, perhaps even a smoke on towards rock, perhaps even platform. A lot of options. As Jeff, the hold towards drop, finds us the headshot, looking for a second follow-up, but it's going to be a quick trade. The T side continue their barrage, looking next for the life of Cryptics, as Luz are keeping on tapping and keeping on landing. As MCK next in line to land on deck, on all 2 HP. Jenko and the last man remaining, and he has got his work cut out from a 1 versus 2 on the rotate from Dropzone. Goes in the second room now, just was perching on rock, gets himself the shot on towards Imi, but HUDG plays for the trade, and it's going to be perfection from Endpoint that gets in that pistol.
I mean, Luz are putting a nice shot there. That doesn't quite do that mid-air headshot with the USP justice. That was an insane shot there from Mo, and I thought at that point, that miracle shot there, that could have been it for Heinz. Jenko, the man I've been, talking about a lot here, especially on Cobblestone. Think again, right back to I-58, or I-59, sorry. Was it I-58 or I-59? I believe it was I-58. Yeah, because they won I-59. Enemies in disbelief, Jenko's performance versus Rise Gaming on this map. Do you remember what happened? The HOTV highlight, that insane ace on the B-bomb site. Do you remember, Flakes?
I don't actually, so...
Well, I'll link it to you after this. Basically, he completely mauled everyone that came towards B, and that's exactly what he does. He's so good at hitting the headshot towards B platform, and he's so good at playing around that statue.
Well, unfortunately, the pistol didn't quite necessarily kind of point towards his direction, but, hey, let's look towards his buys at least, as for now, in the immediate future, pistols and Kevlar, so at least a bit of an upgrade, but one that's quickly already beginning to be dismantled by his T-side. Max to find that first headshot on towards MCK, now beginning to push forward, looking for that stamina that keeps them charging up on towards the side. Jesper got on quick on the rotate, quick on his heels with the CZ to find the pick on towards Imi. And almost overextends. And it's very easy to punish, but a second on towards Max. Jenko with a deagle headshot on towards Ezio. Luzza on the trade back towards Jess, but a bit of a back and forth affair. A tug of war almost between these two teams. Leaves that bomb perched in a pretty difficult position now for Endpoint to get control of.
Bomb in the open here by APC. Fortunately for the T side, no one really spotting it, so they should grasp that, retrieve it, and go towards the A bomb site and plant. And now they can hold the angles with the rifles. This is still a very hard round for Heinz to win here. Bomb planted, a flashbang here for Luz. He can use this to peek out. Hold the angles now with the rifles. It's going to be very hard for these pistols to retake.
Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a tough task to retake on towards A, let alone with the unfortunate situation that is HUDG. Man being a turret himself over towards Wood, and that really just throws a bit of a wrench in the works now for Moles. The last man remaining finds the quick flick with the deagle, so it does make it a 1 versus 1, but that time, keeping on ticking, knows he has to get a move on, whoops out the UMP, trusty sidearm in this case. Oh. Unfortunately, even with landing that first shot, isn't able to close it out. Endpoint, they will take themselves a smooth start, 2-0, and now we are back on our heels, just waiting for that first buy round.
Palika here. Behind all the players here at around 2000, so we shall be seeing 0 AWPs for the CT side. Jenko and Mo are usually the players to pick up the AWP. And MCK being the lone player towards A. Quite interesting, actually. Would have expected him to be more of a B player. His aim, his one-tap aim is so good. Around the B platform, those players peek out. Those T players go from the box. And their heads torn off. Instead, he's playing towards A. It'll be interesting to see how he plays that. If he plays aggressive for information or plays quite passive and waits for rotations to come in before he makes his move.
Certainly a couple of choices and kind of decisions that we, well, at least can see to start to take some sort of shape anyhow. as it is for the most part, actually going to be kept perfectly clean by Endpoint. Doing exactly what they need to do, keeping that Mac 10 in play on towards Ezio as well, just trying to make as much money as they physically can, and I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped it now for an upgraded rifle. So all in all, very standard stuff from Endpoint as well. Now it's just going to be the rifles, and kind of one point is that unfortunately for Jess, he's still on an SMG.
Yeah, the MP9, they're not too good. Not too good is definitely an understatement, but I believe he is playing towards drop. I'm not quite too sure. But players on the T side do have head armor. MP9. 7 strikes, it could be a lot worse than if I mentioned in 4. First entry there for Ezio. Head torn off by Cryptics. Jenko there with the reply, but does fall as well.
Does fall and just leaves them in a bit of a predicament almost now as they try and contest the hold on towards the side. There's already a one-man disadvantage. Yes, next in line to unfortunately fall to a pretty awkward grave. As Mole almost just lying in wait, just waiting for it to inevitably happen at this point. An axe swinging directly at his face. His head rolls smooth off with it. MCK now alongside this team, just kind of going, what could I do here? What sort of hole have I dug myself into? As he holds the angle, and eventually Ian is enough to put him down. Endpoint take it 4-0, and this is looking very, very good for Endpoint so far on the T side. Early days, but strong nonetheless.
They've definitely got the ball rolling here. Cryptics falling very, very early there to Ezio. Such an well, not to say easy, but pre-aims the angle, slowly peeks out. As soon as Cryptics dies there, Jenko gets the 1-for-1, but around 3, if you're the solo player there, it's such an easy trade for the Ts as they push out the B platform, so not really too much more you can do there. And here comes the B rush versus the pistols.
Ezio not even spotting him out ready face first against Jenko, and was giving a bit of a hug for a second there until eventually the flash will fade, turns around, swivels into the frag, and then from there it is going to be a quick transition, a stinger almost, into the side of Oui Oui. As Mole and MCK and Jess for the last 3 remaining. 3 Musketeers. 3 which is P250s in their back pockets. A pretty weak affair, and unfortunately there's going to be no one there to kind of make a friendly donation. The best they can do is kind of just hold on tight, wait to see if a rifle is going to walk into them. Provide a bit of a fruitful bounty. But Ian, he's hungry for this. He's looking for even more. Pushes with the flash. Makes so much money with this Mac 10 as he finds himself a double kill, looking for the 3rd and final. He's going to get away with it completely unscathed.
Easy money. 1.8k straight to the bank for him. Ooh, maybe keeping the 5 rifles. Go again for the fast set B play, or go towards A, smoke off Matrix, get up mid and try very fast if they know that there's only one player there. Or they might just dry run the B rush over and over again until it doesn't stop, until it's not working anymore. But those 2 players going towards A, this could be an A split through drop.
I feel like the aggression is just working out so well for the start of Endpoint. Jenko, though, a very nice start to him on fire. There was a bit of a flaming blow right on towards Max. One-man disadvantage should fall to the side of Endpoint, but how are they going to trade this one back? Flashes out on towards his site. MCK playing the elevated angle, that gets him 1. A dink on towards a second. Not quite a second frag, but already an impact in itself as Ezio crossing well and truly wide on towards Fountain. Claims the life of Cryptics, trying to lay rest next to what all should be Jess or Mole and towards drop zone. As flashes are going to be a bit of a blinding situation for the CT side as the bomb really wants to find its way down pretty damn soon. I just want to be holding this site idly as Jenko over towards door misses a crucial shot there as Imi now is going to get that bomb down, and we forced into that retake situation. The smoke should go towards door, denying Jenko any breathing room. A Molotov next in line just outside of drop doom, making sure that they can't really walk on out easily at least, but Mole's still being given a favored battle against him.
Low HP on both of these T players, the Kit and Orp though for the CT side. Give me the best weapon here. Ezio finds the head of Jenko. Mole in the 1 versus 2 now. Both the players are low, but Lazar hits peeking out, darting around, trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Make the clock tick far down. Just until there's nothing left. Mole falls 6-0. Pause needs to happen ASAP or something, because right now all the momentum is there for Endpoint.
Yeah, the plow keeps on going. It's kind of Virtus Pro all over again in this series, it seems. At Endpoint, they were on form in that first map, and how they just been able to almost seamlessly transition it into this second. We thought perhaps Jenko would be the firecracker to start things all off for the CT side, but it feels like a bit of a wasted opportunity, really. They just haven't been able to accomplish anything at all. We're already into our 7th round. It's 6-0, perfection for Endpoint, a word that we always find ourselves using amply now, and where is the change? There is something that's going to get Oui Oui on the board. Just pistols.
What about change and things that are different? Why is MCK bought? Look at the money. Why is MCK bought? That must have been
It's
a
not with
miss
his
by.
team. I mean, it's got to be a miss by, surely.
Maybe he pressed F1 by accident instead of his aim key. Kappa, kappa, kappa. Or I don't even know. I don't even know why he's got the M4 there. Anyway, missed by a slide. That's more unfortunate here for the 0-6 scoreline. Hines or Oui Oui. Maybe someone on the team said Oui Oui and MCK thought that was, yeah, bye. Who knows?
I don't know anymore, man. All I know is this is completely not just an age of reckoning for mixed teams in the UK currently, it seems. Endpoint, the antidote to shut them down. The Sud Sheet to find the first Cryptics is going to play the close range angle with the CZ, and just another on towards drop, so things looking to work out, bringing it to a 3v3, but something tells me the minute this actual site push takes place, it's going to be exceptionally crisp. Very artistic in the way they can get this bomb down. The Sud Sheet, look at that one tap on towards Mole. What more is there to say?
Boost. Oh, failed boost. As Jesper, for some reason, goes back. Where did MCK die, actually? Do you know? I can't remember. But I think if they can find a gun, try and salvage anything from this. But if Jesp saves the AK, that means even though MCK bought, he still will have a rifle into the next round. So not the end of the world for Hines, but it's definitely looking very, very bleak. Here's the 0-7 scoreline. They won knife. They decided to go CT. On this B bomb site, they've gone over and over again. They've only won one round on A, and that was when they were versus the Pistols.
Well, it's always a bit of a throwback to the comment you made during that sort of just intermission between Knife and Pistol, where you actually discussed how Endpoint felt about going into
Yeah, they swore. They're like, oh, I'm not going to say it, obviously. But they were
very emotional about being
Yeah.
on T-side. Even though this map is T-sided, there is a lot of bias between teams who want to either start on that CT side and then build into their T side, or vice versa. It's a whole lot of preference really on a map like Cobblestone. And Endpoint, clearly from their emotion, thinking that the CT side start would be better for them. But right now, well, results speak for themselves. It's 7-0, it's not.
Yeah, I can't remember which team it was, but one of the teams like to start on their CT side on Cobblestone because they like to know how much more they needed to get, right? They start the harder side, and on the easier side, they want to know, right, how high or how tall is this mountain that we have to climb? How hard are we going to have to work for this one? For Hines, they have to work very, very hard if they want any chance of coming back into this one, because if Endpoint take this, win that one, reset the money again, this could easily be going to 0-9, and at that point, an unwinnable situation.
For sure. Waiting to see now like, what is going to take place. When will the penny drop for the CT side? When will we see at least a round on the board? The bare minimum. The match of Counter-Strike. Jesp holding ever so patiently over towards drop zone, just kind of toying with the idea that perhaps aggression is going to come his way relatively soon. Endpoint just going for the same mold, a slow push out on towards this site. MCA going to try and find himself that quick trade, gets one on towards Endio, a second on towards Hajj, and a third on towards Mighty Max.
Oh.
Gonna get quickly shut down by Luzzy with the AWP, but it is going to be now 2v4, where Jesp actually find a very easy pick on towards Immy. And things like this is going to be, well, at least the start of something. The foundations for a CT side to make it happen.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for us to make this round happen. 1 versus 4, they know exactly where he is. He's not even full HP here, and Cryptic's holding the angle. Easy, easy shot for him there. 1-7. And if Endpoint win this and reset the money fully of Hines, this could go to 1-9, 1-10. This round is all to play for. If Hines lose this, this could be them out of this completely. They definitely need this round.
Just crush their economy.
It could just be out. We saw what happened on their T side on Overpass. They only got 1 gun round. So hopefully they don't repeat that.
Fingers crossed that's not the case, as Max gonna lead the charge now, looking for a bit of flare in himself. He's gonna find himself the spray down, a double kill for him. Mole next in line on the block though, as he's standing over towards Rock, trying to dance for his life, and unfortunately he can't do the tangle. As Jesp is there to at least find himself one, claw something into this round, etch a little bit of hope for the CT side, but Snods. Are we done?
Honestly, mate, I don't know. The hold there from Cryptics and MCK was disjointed, and they were just stacked up together. They lined up. I mean, even though different players killed the different players, right? Still, Ezio easily could have got a 2-man spread on there. Maybe they're trying to boost street, didn't anticipate the rush. Maybe they didn't throw smoke fast enough, or they threw the smoke. They weren't expecting the push to be that fast. I don't know. But for Endpoint, that was very, very easy entries on the B-bomb site. There seems to be a pause. There seems to be something because the momentum has gone all... Not the momentum, but the wind is completely out of the sails right now for Heinz.
Looking rather lifeless almost now as this round still going to be another just a crucial one, I think, because although their economy is, for the most part, pretty gutted, they can squeeze out rifles where rifles are so dearly needed. So it should be at least a bit of contention. Of course, you can already see Jenko with one, Cryptics with another. Just kind of waiting on what Jesper's really up to right now. He has got 5.4k, but he's standing there with a USB. Doesn't look like he's even moved. I'm not quite sure what is taking place. Maybe an issue on his end and could perhaps prompt some sort of technical variety. Is MKSK gonna spam a little bit with the deagle?
AFK as well. But that goes to show that, I mean, are they really in this game? Do they care?
I see a lot of the CT side are AFK.
They're not even moving. He's
timed
timed out. He has DC'd. Okay, fair enough. He's DC'd. We know what's happened, but the fact that the players are standing still as if they don't care. It's almost as if they've given. I don't want to say given up.
Well, I'm assuming that what they've probably done is called it in chat, and we should be seeing a rollback.
Let me check console. Nothing.
I can't see anything in my end, but I would.
Nothing in chat and nothing in console.
You would kind of hope that would get called. Just you don't want to
That's
throw
what
it
I mean,
around. That's
like...
going to be pretty crucial. 3 rifles, 2 pistols. That's not. Yeah, it's not great, but it's enough. Jenko landing the headshot on towards Lazar. If they win this, it's going to be awkward. Max to find the quick return. Ian, another one on towards Mole. MCK trying to hold the angle. Should be able to win this battle. Leaving Max now in a 1 versus 2. Cryptics burning the muzzle off.
Oh my.
He was AFK. It's all good. MCK, last man remaining, 21 HP. A flash to go on off. Max there to hold the angle. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows exactly how to win the fight. Endpoint 1-9. Pause to be called. Question on all of our minds right now is there going to be a rollback?
It was a. I mean, he did DC straight away. So it was definitely before 45 seconds, but I don't know how the rollbacks work.
Well, in standard Counter-Strike, in a standard Counter-Strike tournament, you have to call it. You have to say something in the chat just to make it known to the admins.
Is that in the rulebook though? You would know.
Well, for UKGT, I don't know. UKGT rules have been always a bit up in the air, so we'll wait for clarification for specifics from our beautiful production team, who I'm sure will speak to the admins now. But yeah, in standard CS, calling it in chat is a kind of a big part about it. Like, if you call it in chat, that's how you kind of get it entered in as, okay, this round needs to be replayed, or we had a technical issue. Otherwise, there's that whole thing of, okay, has damage been done before it started? Like,
no,
was
it
just
didn't.
faffing?
So...
Like, but they didn't
and again,
so it's a bit 50-50.
The first map of UK Gaming Tours on the Tuesday cast with Hugo, Enemies in Disbelief versus Impulse, I believe. 3 rounds to be played. And for some reason, the server crashed, and then we had to restart everything again from 0-0. So even there was, clear lead. Wow. So yeah, Enemies in Disbelief were 3-0 up. They won pistol. They won the first buy round. And they still had to start from 0-0 again because of the server crashing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can get something in our ears that tells us.
HUDG still got easyskins.com. Production haven't got any answers for us just yet, as we've just been notified. Break time, potentially?
Yeah, it might well be on the... I think a break time might actually be the best way to approach this. It looks like this one may be a bit of a lengthy one.
I think Heinz need a break time right now. They need to cool off, calm down, get their minds together, and take a breather in case they are frustrated.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll throw you guys to a break. We'll be right back with you very, very soon once we get right back into the action. Well, that was a quick break, and one thing is for certain, there is going to be no replay, so how disheartening for the City side that must be. Really tugging along the heartstrings now. Unfortunately, it seems like Starter started on our way. Thought a toilet break might well be on the cards, but, well, we ran out of time for that one.
The movie started.
Well, it's not happening, apparently. Apparently, there is no replay. We're in the action slots. We're going with this match, apparently, as I've just heard them. Oh, we're live. Jenko,
Mr. Worldwide!
Flick on towards HUDG, bringing the excitement back, I see. As Ian, the last man remaining in a 1v3. Try and, well, at least, well, keep it to that 1-10 standpoint that he's so dearly aiming for.
A break, obviously paying dividends here for Oui Oui Heinz, as they manage to take the second round for themselves. Yeah, I thought the server was going to be restarted there. That's my bad. I went for a cheeky piss. But anyway.
It looked like we were shaping up to go for a bit of a break, and I think we were sort of expecting to see a bit of a rollback.
I really thought we were. That's my bad. That's
But, you know what?
Oh, 2-9.
It's all good.
Can Endpoint reset the money for Heinz once again and get into double digits only 13 rounds in? Wow. Oh, sorry, 12 rounds in. Or will Heinz finally get the comeback, finally make it 9-6, or even 10-5, win the pistol? That's very, very winnable. But for now, it's looking very bleak.
Bleak indeed, as Cryptic's going to try and pin down towards drop zone. Unfortunately, he's unable to achieve. It looks like Oui Oui may just be on the list of people to be handed an awkward opportunity, a letter of resignation almost now for them, as it is just going to be Mole and Jenko, 2 M4s. The last 2 left in the company, and the last 2 left to try and make something happen. I think the best case scenario for them is actually to run to the hills, just kind of go, you know what, it's all over, boys. We've bankrupted. Let's just go. Let's just leave it. Doesn't matter anymore. They try and make the best of the situation. Jenko with that AWP, a lot of value in that for him to save.
That's so important for him to save. I mean, Jenko's been hitting some very nice shots, but he's been quite quiet. I mean, in terms of impact he's had towards the B bomb site on this map, I'm expecting far, far more from the star player of Heinz. I don't want to say he's been playing passive, because he's definitely been playing aggressive, right? Peeking towards long. But he's been playing quite a lot towards A, especially at the start of the rounds, right? Generally speaking, you're set up towards A, looking back at SK and Cobblestone. You'll have Fallen and FNX towards A at the start of every round. And then if there's no noise, no footsteps, no flashes, no utility, nothing, then Fallen would rotate and you'll play the typical 1-4 or 1-1-3 set up between A, drop, and B. So potentially we're seeing the 4-man towards B, and that's what's happened. That's the peak.
Yeah, very nice start. Can he get a second though with this Deagle as he holds the angle, waiting for Eze to push on through. Just looking for something as he goes aggressive on the back of that boost. He's getting on with the CZ. Things seem to be looking better now for the CT side. Of course, playing for a 10-5, perhaps the minimum I think they can argue for on a CT side Cobblestone. If they can get it though, it's a whole different question indeed.
I mean, it's even winnable from 11-4. The problem is, against the 12-3, it puts so much pressure on the pistol round.
I like this almost sandwich coming in from Endpoint. They're just trying to come in almost from behind now. Drop zone, and something even seems like a bit of door presence. As Cryptic's trying to play towards Rock. He's going to get taken down. Mole going to try and hold off this angle. MCK needs to do something here from platform. He's got by far one of the best positions they can try and play with. A quick headshot on towards Max the second. Lining up now on towards Laza. He's going to shut this one down.
Flash when he hit that, wow. Nice shot there from MCK. Big boy Mick on the flicks. It's that one. 3-10 now. Potentially the 10-5 half. Heinz does some consistency in these rounds. Jenko the first there. Getting the entry towards A, and then Endpoint tried to push the efforts towards drop. They got the entry again. Quite weak drop play here from the CT side. But from that, the round did unfold in the favor of Heinz, however. MCK have a nice play there, even on low HP.
Can't help but think that perhaps Endpoint, if they want to, take this one, the full distance to 12-3, then perhaps the B site might not be the best strategy for them every single round. Need to start to see some variation, because I think the powers, it's starting to wear off at least, which is a good thing for the side of Heinz. Endpoint still seem very, very reliant on hitting towards B currently.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of success towards B. Don't blame them for still hitting it. And again, look at the rotation here. Only one player A, and if Laza finds him, Jenko falls. Jenko trying to get aggressive, watching the floor of mid. Laza peeks up from above him. Finds him. The timing there, the Molotov still favour. What?
You got a feel for them there. That is just a complete and just
don't die to another molly, please.
From Ezio. I'm not going to die to the molly, just an early tick of damage, but just a sheer play from Ezio there, the confidence to go for those sprays. Endpoint playing on fire today, really just bringing their A-game when it comes down to this best of 2 series. She going to hold the flank from behind MCK. Yeah, he's going to rattle off a couple of shots. He's going to expend a whole lot of ammo from his magazine, but what does that change? Does that actually have an impact in a round? Unfortunately not. It's a 2v5. The bomb is ticking on away now. Endpoint well and truly looking to push forward. They broke away from the B site, which makes me very happy just looking at this from a top-down perspective, because yes, they were having success, but there were also points where they were starting to flag, they were starting to get frags from the CP side point of view, so it's good to see them change things up and hit towards A. And now that they've done this, I'm in full belief that it is going to be that 12-3.
Yeah, especially when you look at the money as well. Endpoint, they really need to pressure the guns off of the CT side here. Even though their money is low, it's far more important for them to take the rifles out of the hands. And for some reason, MCK pushes, peaks and falls to Ezio's AWP. Didn't expect to say that one. But that means it will be in the hands of Lazar, who did find the entry towards A. Hajri falls there. Cryptic's last alive. The money is bleak for the CT side. I mean, looking at it right here, 2.5k on these players. They can't even have a FAMAS.
Cryptics can't even drop a rifle.
Yeah, I know.
I've never seen so many Mag 7s in my life on Cobblestone, honestly. That's it. They're so reliant on
I mean, you can do the... how many stream highlights and how many highlights have you seen of someone doing a jumping Mag 7 on B-Plat?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a stream highlight for a reason. It's one of those kind of chance moments. It's not consistency. And Lazar just getting the easy pick on towards MCK, not even having to put too much effort into it, just holds the angle. He gets presented to him on a nice little platter. At some point next in line will be drop zone. Lazar still trying to add a bit of flair as he fires a couple through the smoke, sees what he can find, just prods around a bit. Jesp going with the idea of going a bit aggressive.
I like this.
Doesn't even check the corners though.
I like the play. I didn't like the execution, right? They didn't.
That was very poor execution.
Yeah, they did not check the corners there and mull the first Swag 7 kill. Unfortunately, no more. As the 1-for-1 trade happens, Jenko last alive. Haji spots him out. Bomb goes down. 12-3 once again. Wow.
I've got to say, Snods, in that push right there, I do expect better from Oui Oui. I don't know if you would agree with me on that point, but...
Yeah, I like the play. The flash comes over. The flash...
Well, yeah, but the execution is what I'm referring to. The play was good. The play is bog standard. It's basic CS.
The thought behind it made sense, but...
Not checking that corner is something these players do nearly every time, so something has got to be affecting them mentally right now for them not to do that. Because, yeah, I do say it, as I repeat before, I expect better from them.
I think Jess was charging out through the smoke, expecting someone to be right in front of him. Instead, Ezio in the corner finds both of those kills. 12-3, a lot of pressure here for Heinz on this pistol round on their T side. If they can get the pistol round win, get that first one on the board, get the following two, don't lose another full eco like you did on Overpass, make it 12-6. If Endpoint force into that second round and don't have Molotovs, you could do a B rush, that could work. You saw Endpoint doing the B rushes, catching Heinz off guard, that could work. But if they lose the pistol, that should be GG. Talk to me.
Indeed, I think that the pistol pretty much will set the pace for how long we are going to be in this fight for. It's a bit of a Mike Tyson scenario really, where it's like, okay, you can take a couple of punches, but you're still always going to end up bowing out in the end, and that's kind of where I see this matchup right now. So as I see that, okay, if we take the pistol, that's all well and good. Maybe they'll play it to 12-5, but I'm still well and truly behind Endpoint now, taking this one home. I think someone made a very acute comment of saying they're just gifting kills to Max, which seems to be very, very prevalent. But it's not just Max. It's, Ezio, as we just saw just rounds ago, Hajji, Lazar getting given these opportunities with this AWP just to walk onto areas of the map, scope down, and just get picks presented to him as they just walk blindly through these angles. So, yeah, I'm only expecting maybe a 12-5 at tops coming in from Oui Oui, but I don't envisage this comeback happening. That's even if the pistol round takes place, bear in mind.
Yep, 3 sets of armor for the CT side. Kit on Max and 2 flashes. That's quite interesting. Actually, maybe a flash peek B plat. Yep, there it is. Flash peek B plat.
Just land a tag on towards MCK. Not going to get the pick, but perhaps even some information for them to toy with. Certainly something that Hachi is going to try and play around as Cryptic's going to walk on through this Glock, try and bring the fight to them as he goes close range, looks for that early advantage on towards Lazar, gets it with fair success, looking for the second, a beautiful shot on towards Hachi, and a third on towards Mighty Max. Cryptic's, what are you doing? There's Ezio now, the last man remaining, get the shot, unfortunately, into his leg. I mean, Jenko is going to take him down the notch. We at least will get that pistol, as I mentioned. Ian, really not too much he can do here, just kind of back off into the very, very far distance. But we may well be excited. Cryptics may well have gone huge. But it is just a pistol. Context is key in this circumstance.
Well, context is key, because if they didn't win that one, they were definitely bowing out of this game. Ooh, going in favour of Heinz, she'll make it 4-12 and do... Really? Phase, Ian? I'm thinking of a team. I'm thinking Dignitas. I'm thinking SK, potentially, maybe not Stralis.
You're thinking SK? That's interesting. What's your 3-0 for the major and 0-3 for the major?
I'm not playing pickups. I don't play that stuff. And I don't
Okay,
really
but
care
what do
for
you think?
skins or
Give me a
stickers.
prediction.
What is it?
Pick'ems aside, who do you think is going to go 3-0 in groups?
Win 3-0.
Yep.
Regardless. Open in the group stage.
That's a safe bet. Who's going 0-3 though? Is the big one. I think that's getting people quite spread out. I'm personally on the flip side bandwagon, but
no, not flip side. I think. Oh wow, Liquid. Definitely very easy.
hey, it's the first major in the past 3 majors they've not played with a sub. I think so. Could be interesting.
Just trying to think. If I could have a list of who's there, it's got to be. I mean, Fnatic, Godsend, or G2 or Envious. One of those guys. One of those 4 is going to have a complete mess of it, aren't they?
Fair enough.
I
Looking
reckon.
forward to seeing if that's going to take place.
I reckon Fnatic. Who do they play? This is interesting. I'm going to take a look now, actually.
Catching up on all your major predictions. Good stuff, good stuff. Of course, just to kind of gloss over what's going on in the game right now, it is just we getting a nice and easy one over the pistols of Endpoint. I don't think this is completely expected. It is going to get to that 12-5 standpoint. Then it's going to be whether the buy round of Endpoint will close this one down, for lack of better words.
Take a look at which teams are actually in the major, so I can give you a proper good answer here. Oh, Fnatic, VP, Liquid. Or Mouse Sports, Liquid for me. And potentially.
Mouse Sports probably will do. Like they're the sort of team who will probably pick up a map.
I think.
Yeah, I think they will. Like get the likes of like Hellraisers or Gambit or something.
I reckon Gambit's better than Mouse Sports. Hellraisers as well. I think Hellraisers is better than Mouse Sports potentially.
But they're all upset teams,
if they're
aren't they?
firing, yeah, I was about to say if they're firing on all cylinders. I think Mouse Sports is an upset team as well.
That's the
Very
thing.
rarely
They're
do they
literally
run
all
deep
like
in best
they're
of
all in a
threes.
pool of upset teams. So it could be very interesting to see how those
Yeah,
are
my
going to
bet's
go.
Liquid though. What did you put?
I'm kind of on flip side right now for 0-3, but nonetheless, pistols again for Endpoint. Unfortunately, not too much they can do. Just going to be going for the long save. Make sure they can get everything they need to go into this buy.
Oh, he's definitely feeling it. He is. Cryptic with a nice double headshot there. Even though it's versus a full eco, you can tell his aim is warm. He is hungry for those headshots. Finally, though, Heinz not throwing away stupid rounds versus the full ecos will make it 12-6.
A bit of life and a bit of very welcome life. At
Yeah,
least.
I mean,
it's starting to break through the
that's
predictions
the
most
money.
importantly, which is always nice to see.
So, Lutz will have the AWP, obviously. Always going to be saving for that. But, if they force sport, you should be seeing no Molotov. And will Heinz exploit that? Maybe go for a fast B, knowing that there will be a lack of utility towards the B bomb site? Or will they maybe go for a fast play towards A? I reckon this round should be pretty fast. Think about how the teams like to play, loose style, aggressive play styles, the aim on these players as well. Abuse it, abuse the lack of utility, go towards B, and manhandle Endpoint if you can.
I like the way you put that. Almost kind of brings back a bit of Footloose-esque style of play.
I thought you were going to say some distant memories. I was like, oh my god, what have I just touched on?
Wow. That would have been a...
That would have been very bad.
Wow. Let's not go there, okay? Maybe that's not quite safe for Twitch. Last thought though, gonna bear down over towards the platform. Got himself the AWP as previously mentioned. We'll be looking to see that speed come out from Oui Oui as they try and dart their way forward. It's going to be a little bit of patience from them as well. They're not just going to blindly go pushing for this one. They're going to make sure they do calculate the way they approach this. Just peek out these angles, use the elevated opportunities they've got of Jesp and Co. to make sure platform isn't going to be something they just find themselves completely destroyed on. There's a Molotov in towards drop zone, a flash next to following up, which certainly is going to drop the idea to Mole that, yeah, maybe now's the time I go for this jump. Molotovs are plenty. We have everything they need. Now it all comes down to this push.
Oh, the timing, but Lazar still lands in Cryptic's though with one. Lazar the second. Can he get any more peeking out? Unfortunately, Femchenko should take him down. Cryptic's trying to go for his headshots, but the body shot will make it 2-2.
A 2-2 affair where the bomb is going to go down, but it is certainly possible for Endpoint. This is not completely off the cards. They're going to push in together. A flash going to go long over towards Block. That's going to give him the opportunity to face up against Molnar, who's just playing around this box. He's going to overface, though. Gets himself that first initial pick, but it's going to be a back-and-forth trading affair as Max claims the life of Cryptics. Mole will snap back on for that, but Hudge G looking up towards platform just at the time required of him means that a trading game is what carries Endpoint home. 13-6 to get that first buy.
Yep, I thought the timing there was gonna really hurt Luz's performance, but still managed to get 2 close range kills there with the AWP. And then pushing forward, trying to get a third. Maybe a bit too hungry there, but still great play there from Luz to hold the site. And that's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see from Jenko. That right there, the AWPing on platform, holding down the B bomb site, steady AWPing towards A. I don't want to say lackluster because he's hitting very nice shots, but not quite as impactful. Good smoke actually, wow. And now you can flash your plan and take it, but instead they're playing quite passive towards B. But yeah, I do like that smoke. Was that Mr. Smoke or did Endpoint throw that? I'm pretty sure Endpoint threw that, didn't they?
I'm not actually sure.
That's one for the demos.
Yeah, that certainly is one to just take a look at and kind of analyze a little bit
because
further.
You smoke off, yeah, you smoke off that much of B plat. You isolate 1 or 2 players there that are close up towards the box. Flash over, easy pick with one player peeking from crack, one player peeking from stairs. Boom, take control of B plat, round over.
Interesting, actually. That's new for me, so I'm still
That's the way I
curious
put
to
it.
see.
That's how I see it, you know.
Yeah, I kind of can see what you're getting at there, and that's pretty interesting. So it's not seen that in a little while actually. So enjoyable to see a little bit of kind of new play being brought
I
to the
didn't do
table.
it, but the thought's there.
Thought that counts. Nuts. Thought about that little idea. Seed can sometimes sprout or something, and other times it's going to just be a bit of a unfortunate death. As Ian is going to find one, and a bit of back and forth trading affair does leave Max in a bit of an awkward spot. A 1 versus 3. A bit of a moot point really for Endpoint as they did get that first buy. But it seems like Oui Oui are here to fight and they are here to stay on their T side. Max's work well and truly cut out for him.
Yep. 7-13. The reset comes in, and the Max have to force this one. 1.4k, 1.6k, 1.8k on 3 of those players. Lozo with 3k. He can buy down to 1.1, 1.5k. So they can force this, maybe go for a double save, but it looks like they're just going to double save fully. Oh no, they are buying now as the round started. Great. But yeah. Forcing buy comes in. They can afford 2 ops as well if they want to. Amy and Luzza there with 1.7 and 1.8k. So force buy here. Double eco following this. Get to 10-13.
I do kind of have to look at this though and go to Endpoint. Just don't throw this away, right? Surely they can squeeze out enough rounds to make this happen. Almost a bit of a belittling situation for them, as at least in this round it is going to be a complete and utter smattering. They are just brushed aside by Heinz as they just barrage their way out on towards platform, and from there, nothing will hold them back. These rifles are too strong for these pistols to try and contain. With Max yet again, the last man remaining. Standing there just over towards spawn. CZ whipped out, got himself a smoke as well. Most importantly, that Kevlar, he can just find himself a couple of extra picks, that would be ideal, but even that may prove to be a bit of a difficult task.
It was an understatement there. Max, does he know how is the money for Heinz? 1,001 player. Once this round ends, they will get 3.5k. So, money, decent. 5 players still alive. That is massive. Keep the money rolling. Even if they lose a round, even if they lose 2, even if Endpoint gets to 15, they can still fight for overtime if they can try and claw back 7 in a row. But here comes the full eco. 9-13. If Heinz can win the 3rd buy round of the second half, could be seeing 13-11, and that's when it gets under pressure.
Waiting to see at least if any impact can be made with these pistols. A bit of damage here and there, as it's going to be a wall for the CT side over towards A, but one that unfortunately isn't quite a great one. One that actually is probably going to be fairly easy to be cracked. Because it doesn't even seem to be faced yet. The RSG over towards B is going to find one though on towards MCK. Jesp, any second now, going to face on into it. He's going to spray them down. They do get themselves one. It is going to be the trades from the pistols, leaving it to a 3 versus 2. But I still say they kind of they do have the advantage. They do see 2 rifles on the CT side. They don't have Kevlar. They do have the sight. I think that numbers, they may not be everything in this scenario. Certainly skews it a little.
Yeah, armor and firepower makes a massive difference. Oh, actually, second AK picked up there. This is winnable potentially, but Cryptic's there. Nailing Lazar could be it. My goodness, Hud's G. Oh no. The 1 versus 2 sprays out 1 player. Mighty Max now in the 1 versus 1. The auto director's giving me a weird feeling about this one. He's won it.
Yeah, a bit of almost a prediction-based feeling as he just plays around it, waits for the move to come from Mole, and plays it directly into his hands. Max.
Oh, that's so unlucky. Endpoint there going for the Virtus Pro. The 4 lined up pistols towards A long. Virtus Pro, the first ones to bring that one out, and then everyone started copying it because it's, you know, 1 kill guaranteed, 2 headshots from 4 people, very, very easy. But the second player that wide faced into that, I don't know how I feel about that. You know, there's 4 players towards A. Through peeking that, just go back towards B, free bomb site.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With the first player that peeked into it, he did a whole lot of damage, got himself a frag, and then straight down. So after that first player peeked in, I'd say they've already done enough to chip away at that wall as we talked about right when it.
You know where all the players are.
Yeah, then just rotate and then kind of use that to your advantage instead of just kind of running into it blindly and saying, you know what, I'm going to be a headless chicken today. That's my game plan.
(9-13). Low default here from Heinz. They're trying to play quite strategic here. Not even that, you know, that deep in terms of strats, but like, I was anticipating a far, far faster play here from Heinz instead of this slow, drawn-out play. Talking about fast, they're jumping out flat.
Completely leading this one. Sludgy is going to find himself a double kill, a spray down for him, but where is it going to lead? It's going to be the question overall. Are they actually going to be able to squeeze themselves out in the long run for this T side? Mole does manage to at least find himself that late trade, but Ezio holding on towards connector window there is so smart actually, because it means that there's no lurk potential. Jess, now he's all but alone, stranded on an island with just 5 HP, and one that gives Endpoint another round on the board. Finally, they're up to 14, and this is kind of what I'm talking about here when I think that although we are bringing it back, and I commend them for doing just so, I still think Endpoint are so close now to winning that they have the ability just to force the last 2 required.
It's not just that, but the last 2, they can drill out those final 2 rounds. I'm certain Endpoint win this. What's confusing me is the fact that Heinz, they're playing slow at the start, and they're allowing Endpoint to get whatever CT setups they want. Ezio underneath balcony completely counters the flash dropout from the T's, because when you jump out plat, you're looking towards Speedway, you're looking towards site, you're not looking where Ezio is under the platform. That should be a player on plat to check that. So Heinz allowing Endpoint to get whatever setups they want. And as the less skilled team, as the far, you know, they've been playing far less, expecting a much quicker playstyle here to try and not allow Endpoint to capitalize on that.
Plaza, oh, he's certainly going to be trying to play well and truly for this one. Got himself already that first impact frag. Now he's looking to back off and find even a second, just waiting for the angle. He push spots out the arm. Jenko lands that shot. Now just going to hold on close. Got Hudsley, of course, holding his crossfire, making sure that he can't be pushed from the side. It is all just falling into place. Endpoint guaranteed their 15.
Easy. 15-9. Even the better fight here from Heinz is still a very one-sided affair. 12-3 first half, 15-9 now. Endpoint. What do you reckon? If they go into main, do you reckon they're going to make it back into Premier? As long as ESCA don't do some crazy, you know, admin discretion. We choose who goes up, who goes down, based not even based on results.
I feel like they're definitely kind of on the ranks to compete for Premier. They just have to get themselves some stability, keep on practicing, keep on improving, and yeah, I definitely think that there's an option for them to get into Premier kind of late down the line, but perhaps now really isn't the best opportunity for them due to, you know, ECA circumstances and such.
I mean, this is a Premier level team, no question about it. It's just a whole season of ESCA main pretty much wasted. They should be playing versus the top tier components to try and get as much experience as possible. But we're talking a bit too much here. Yes, in the 1 versus 5. Fourth aside, 5 players last alive. Gets 1 and falls.
16-9 is going to be the final scoreline. Endpoint, they get themselves that budding 3 points, and they are going to be happy days as they take tonight in a fairly, you know, smooth fashion, has to be said. We did have to kind of give props to Heinz for bringing it back and certainly contesting. I do think that they put up a pretty valiant fight.
The skills there, it's just, you know, they need more time.